What is up, everybody? My name is David Hanson. Welcome back to David Hanson's MMA podcast, episode number 8. And we are here for UFC Fight Night, Islam Makhachev versus Thaigo Moises. And I am so excited to be here with you guys. And we are going to have a great night of fights. We have 5 fights on the main card. We already had 5 fights already finished. And what some fights we already had. We had Daniel Rodriguez just knocking out Preston Parsons. Also, we had Amanda Lemos knocking out Montserrat Conejo in 35 seconds in the first round. Also, we had Sergey Morozov taking out Khalid Taha by decision. Malcolm Gordon taking out Francisco Figueiredo. And also Rodrigo Nascimento taking out Alan Baudot by knockout in round 2. And we are about to start the main card. How are you guys doing tonight? We are set to have Gabriel Benitez taking on Billy Quarantillo in the first fight. We have also a matchup in the middleweight division. We have Rodolfo Viera taking on Dustin Stolzfus. We have Jeremy Little Heathen Stephens taking on Mateusz Gamrot. In the co-main event, we have 12th ranked Marion Reneau taking on the former Women's Strikeforce and Women's UFC Bantamweight Champion Miesha Tate making her return fight to the UFC. And then in the main event, we have Islam Makhachev taking on Thaigo Moises. How are you guys today? Sam, how are you doing today? We've got 5 fights. Have you been keeping up tonight? All right. Sam is all good. So in the first fight of the night, we have a great matchup with Gabriel Benitez and Billy Quarantillo. Gabriel Benitez is 22-9 with 8 knockouts, 10 submissions, and 4 decisions. Billy Quarantillo is 15-3 with 6 knockouts, 5 submissions, and 4 decision wins. This is going to be an absolute banger of a fight. And we are going to be getting set with that one here shortly. Sam says, watch the Taha Morozov fight. Fun fight. Morozov is very impressive. I definitely agree with you there. Khalid Taha was definitely very dangerous coming into that with his power, but Morozov was able to take away that power, get the takedowns, and just grind him out with dominant 30-27. I definitely agree with the scorecards. And we are about to get set in this first fight of the night with Gabriel Benitez and Billy Quarantillo. Gabriel Benitez is a heavy-handed fighter with very well-rounded abilities. He's got 10 submissions to his record, 8 knockouts, and 4 decisions. And he is a veteran of the game, making his UFC debut at UFC 180 in 2014. And right now he is going to be making his walk for the 11th time. And Billy Quarantillo is on his he has had 4 fights in the UFC after his TKO head kick knockout on Dana White's Contender Series. And he is 3-1 in his last 4 in the UFC. But being 15-3, he only has 1 stoppage loss and 2 decisions. He has heavy pressure. And so if he is able to take away the power of Gabriel Benitez, then this should be a very good fight. Billy Quarantillo is a grinder. And Gabriel Benitez is very dangerous. We have just a few minutes. The fighters are going to be making their walk to the octagon here in just a few minutes. We're going to be getting set for the first fight of the night. How's everybody doing tonight? Make sure, go ahead and give a like and subscribe if you don't mind. I appreciate all the support I've gotten from everybody. This is my first stream back in a while. I've had some technical issues that I had to take care of with my previous computer was not the best, and was having some lagging issues, and so I had to get that taken care of. But I got everything taken care of. Got a new program running, and we are set to go to bring you guys some great content. Now, Billy Quarantillo, he is coming off of a loss to Gavin Tucker back in 2020. And then before that, he had a round 3 knockout win over Kyle Nelson. And then before that, he had a grind out decision win over Spike Carlisle. And I remember this fight. This fight was extremely weird in the first round, because Spike Carlisle, he was going after Billy Quarantillo, and then there was 5 seconds left of the first round, and he just turned around and walked away like there was no fight going on. It's like, hey bud, there's a fight here. You should probably turn around. But he didn't suffer much damage. Spike Carlisle was able to grab a couple, maybe a punch or two in, but it wasn't too bad. Gabriel Benitez is coming off a TKO win over Justin James. And then before that, he was on a 2-fight losing streak from a decision loss from Omar Morales and a TKO loss over Sadiq Youssef. But before that, he had a nasty slam knockout over Humberto Bandenet back in 2018. And then he actually has a decision win over Jason Knight, the bare knuckle fighter. And Jason Knight was in that fight back in 2017. He was actually deducted a point for biting Benitez's fingers. All right. The tale of the tape for Gabriel Benitez and Billy Quarantillo. Benitez is 33. Quarantillo is 32. Quarantillo has a 2-inch reach advantage or a height advantage at 5'10", and the weight is currently below the weight limit. Quarantillo weighing in at 145.5 pounds and Benitez at 146 pounds. Gabriel Benitez has a 1-inch reach advantage. And the fighters have entered the octagon, and we are about to get started. All right, Billy Quarantillo, record of 15-3, height of 5'10", weighing at 145.5 pounds. Introducing Billy Quarantillo. All right, and fighting out of the red corner, we have a striker with a record of 22 wins and 9 losses. Weighing in at 5'8" tall and 146 pounds. Fighting out of Baja California, Mexico, Gabriel Benitez. And the referee for this one is going to be Mark Smith. Mark Smith was actually on the Joe Rogan podcast, and if you didn't know this, he is actually a fighter jet pilot. I believe he flies with the Thunderbirds. I could be wrong on that. All right, fighters to the center of the octagon. Quarantillo with a nice kick, and Benitez with a nice jab, pushing Quarantillo back, and a nice leg kick for Benitez. Nice teep kick up the middle for Benitez, or for Quarantillo, excuse me. But what Benitez needs to do is he needs to be pressuring on these leg kicks. But Billy Quarantillo is putting on the pressure early, and he lands a heavy right hand, and they clinch up for a moment. And Benitez is looking to press him up against the fence, but they break. Oh, and they clash. A nice right hand for Quarantillo, and a nice 1-2 for... Oh, and a right hand for Quarantillo. Drops Benitez. And he jumps down into the guard. Heavy ground and pound. And now Benitez is going for an armbar. Quarantillo needs to watch out, but Quarantillo's got him stacked up, and Quarantillo stacks him and grabs up. He picks him up, and he slams him to the octagon floor. And now he's down into his guard, raining down heavy ground and pound. Quarantillo, he scrambles to the back, and now he's got the body lock. He has the back of Benitez, laying ground and pound over the top. He still has the body lock locked in over Benitez, and Benitez has suffered a cut over the left eye. And Quarantillo is hand fighting right now. Still has the back of Benitez, and he's trying to look for a submission. How's everybody's night going? This is an exciting fight we got. We got 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in this first fight of the night. And Billy Quarantillo has the back of Benitez, and he is working to try to get a rear naked choke. And he's got it under the chin. And Benitez is fighting the hands, and he let it go. And Quarantillo is trying to soften him up with some punches. But Benitez is so tough. With 10 submissions on his record, he is known to this type of game. Quarantillo only has 5 submissions on his record, but he is making easy work of Benitez currently. And he still has the back of Benitez. 2 minutes and 38 seconds left in this first round. And he's still got the body lock locked in deep. And he's raining down some ground and pound to butter him up, trying to sink in a rear naked choke, trying to sneak one of those in. And Quarantillo still has the body lock on Benitez, and he's raining down shots from behind him. And Benitez is doing a really good job avoiding the rear naked choke. But Quarantillo is now raining down hammer shots, and now he's got the choke in. He's got it. He doesn't have it under the chin, but he's got it across the face. And Billy Q still has... Oh, nice elbow from Benitez from the back, but now it looks like Billy Q has got the choke in, but now he let it go. And Quarantillo still has the body triangle in, and there's 1:22 left. And he's got the seatbelt across, trying to get that choke in underneath the chin. Very nice defense from Benitez. Oh, very nice elbows coming from the bottom, coming from behind Benitez from Quarantillo. And Quarantillo is dominating, and now Benitez reverses and gets out of the body triangle and lands into Quarantillo's guard, and now is raining down heavy ground and pound. And he stands up and lets Quarantillo get to his feet. And now Benitez with a flying knee to the stomach. A nice right hand for Quarantillo gets through. Nice body kick for Benitez. And Quarantillo going in for the takedown. And it looks like Benitez has a guillotine in. Oh, and it slips, and Quarantillo slips out. 28 seconds left in this first round. And Quarantillo's going in for a leg lock. Oh, and now Benitez has a heel hook in. These guys are kind of fighting with the feet. All right, and a scramble gets Billy Quarantillo up to behind the back of Benitez, and now they scramble, and now Quarantillo is back into Benitez's guard. And that brings us to the end of round number 1. How's everybody's night going? We have a fun night of fights here. They're playing a commercial. They have a new commercial with Justin Gaethje and Michael Chiesa, and it is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. What a first round for Billy Quarantillo. Now, this fight, when it was announced, we knew that this was going to be a banger. But I don't know if we quite predicted how great this fight was going to be. And with the replay, oh, Billy Quarantillo, that had the knockdown. He landed a nice right hand. All right, and we are going to start round number 2. All right, Billy Quarantillo coming in, getting a takedown, pushing Gabriel Benitez up against the fence and slamming him down to the floor. And now he scrambles and takes the back of Benitez again. And he has the body triangle in halfway. And now he's scrambling for the choke. But now he's got the body triangle locked in deep. And now he's got the arm across the face of Benitez. And he's working on trying to get underneath. He doesn't quite have it underneath the chin. But right now he has it across the face. Kind of across the chin. But Benitez is doing a very good job at defending it. But Quarantillo is just dominating Benitez. Benitez has a nice mouse under his left eye. And Quarantillo still has the body triangle in. He's got over 4 minutes of control time so far. But right now, he's up against the cage. He's got his back up against the cage. And I don't know if he did it purposely, but he needs to just get away from this position, and they do. He scrambles out, and he's able to get it. And he has a knee. He landed a nice knee up against the cage to Benitez. And he turns over, and now they're in the clinch position, and they break. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the second round. Quarantillo with a nice leg kick. Nice left hand from Benitez. And Quarantillo goes in for another takedown, but breaks apart. And Quarantillo, heavy pressure with Benitez. Oh, and Quarantillo with a shoulder strike of his own, taking a page out of Conor McGregor's book. And a nice kick on the break for Quarantillo. Oh, and a nice body shot for Benitez. Lands flush on Quarantillo. Oh, and Quarantillo shoots in for the takedown, and he gets it. And he's raining down heavy ground and pound right into the guard of Benitez. And he has him kind of pressed up against the face, up against the cage on the ground, just raining down heavy ground and pound. Quarantillo is just raining down the pressure. Currently, he has 54 ground strikes to Benitez's 6. Nice elbow from Benitez. Another nice elbow from Quarantillo, excuse me. And he transitions over to the back. And this is definitely the Billy Quarantillo that we're used to seeing. That loss to Gavin Tucker in his last fight, he did not look like himself. And a nice right hand for Quarantillo, and he shoots in for the takedown, and Benitez goes in for the guillotine, but Quarantillo is able to kind of just drop back and kind of throw Benitez off, and now they meet back in the center of the octagon, and a stiff right hand from Billy Q, And he backs him up to the cage. And a nice left hand lands on the chin of Benitez. Oh, and another nice right hand landing for Billy Q. And as he goes to shoot in for the takedown. Excuse me. Oh, and Benitez looks like he's working on a guillotine, but nothing. As Billy Quarantillo stands up, Benitez lands a heavy knee to the body. Oh, and Billy Quarantillo has him backed up, and he's raining down shots. A right hand and a left hand gets through. We got 42 seconds left in the second round, and Billy Quarantillo lands a net shot. And now the doctor is going to be taking a look at the eye of Benitez. The doctor's taking a look, making sure everything is okay. The doctor's asking him if he has a headache. All right, and the fight resumes with 40 seconds left in the second round, and Billy Q lands a nice leg kick and just pushing him up against the fence and raining down shots, putting on the pressure. Heavy pressure. 30 seconds left. And Benitez is throwing everything that he has out there, trying to stay alive in this fight. Doing a nice feint jab, and he lands a jab on Billy Q, backs Billy Q up for a moment, and a nice right hand, left hand, another right hand lands hard for Billy Quarantillo. And he presses him up against the face. Oh, and a knee, and then a right hand, a left hand, and a right hook lands flush. And Benitez is smiling as we come to the end of round number 2. These guys are gamers, let me tell you. What a fight these guys are having. I got Billy Quarantillo up, obviously, 2 rounds. He is dominating this fight. And again, they play the Michael Chiesa and Justin Gaethje commercial. Hilarious. This fight is so fun. This commercial is so funny. How you guys doing tonight? Anybody? All that's joined? How's your guys' day going? We are here for UFC Fight Night, Makhachev versus Moises. And we are currently at the end of round 2 in the first fight of the night. And what a fight it has been. Round 3 is coming up. And the doctor is back in to look at the eye of Benitez again. But Benitez says that he's good. And the doctor informed the referee that if he takes in too much more damage on the left side of Benitez's face, then he needs to stop it. And Quarantillo puts on the pressure. And Benitez with a heavy leg kick. But Quarantillo was not phased. Nice feint jab. Comes in, lands a right hand. Benitez with a nice uppercut lands. Oh, and a knockdown for Benitez. With a nice left hand, knocks Billy Quarantillo down, and now he gets on the ground trying to rain down ground and pound. Benitez, I don't know if he's too tired. And now Billy Quarantillo is trying to lock up a triangle, and an up kick lands for Billy Quarantillo. And now Quarantillo is back up to his feet. Wow, what a fight. Nice body shot for Quarantillo, and now Quarantillo is investing to the body. Nice jab for Billy Quarantillo. Nice 1-2, just barely missing for Benitez, and he ran into a stiff jab on the way in. Nice right hand for Quarantillo. Quarantillo goes in for a takedown, and Benitez is trying to lock up a guillotine. But he doesn't get it. Now they break, meet back in the center of the octagon. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left of this third and final round. And a nice right hand coming down the pipe for Quarantillo, and another nice right hand landing. And body shots are being exchanged for both fighters as Quarantillo had him pressed up against the fence. And now they break and meet back into the center of the octagon. And Quarantillo shoots right in for a takedown and with a nice trip. She kind of grabs him and trips him to the ground. Lands a nice elbow. And the coaches are screaming for elbows. They want Quarantillo to finish this fight. And Quarantillo transitioning back to the back, and he's looking to lock the body triangle back in. Oh, and he locks the body triangle back in. And Benitez is getting beat up. And Billy Quarantillo is looking for the rear naked choke. And he's got it across the chin. Is it going to be enough just to be able to squeeze and get him out of there? I don't know. But he's landing little rabbit punches from the back to try to soften him up, to try to be able to get underneath that chin. And these guys are fighting for everything that they have right now. These guys, they want the bonus. I don't know if they still have the $75,000 bonuses in effect, but these guys, they want the bonus. How's everybody doing? Everybody that's joined in the last few minutes. Currently, Quarantillo has the back of Benitez, and Benitez is getting battered up. Quarantillo is dominating him. Domination is an understatement. Oh, and a heavy elbow from the back of Benitez. And Mark Smith, the referee, is warning Benitez that if he continues to get up, and they're stopping the fight, Billy Quarantillo just stopped Gabriel Benitez in round 3 via strikes. He had the body triangle locked in, trying to lock in the rear naked choke, but Benitez was just too battered up from the rest of the fight. He was getting beat up the whole fight. And that is the Billy Quarantillo that we are used to seeing. Heavy pressure. And he just does not like to go away. How's everybody doing? What a dominant performance by Billy Quarantillo. Wow. He's able to get a TKO stoppage while he has the back, surfing for a submission. What a fight. All right. And after the commercial break, they are going to be talking to Billy Quarantillo. What is going to be next for Billy Quarantillo? Will that win be enough to put him into the top 15 of the rankings? We will see. Sorry about that. All right, and that is going to go for a win on Billy Q's record. He is going to advance to 16-3 in his overall MMA record. And that loss to Gavin Tucker is going to soon be in the distant memory. And we are moving right along to the main event. And we have a couple of great fights, coming up. We have Rodolfo Viera in the next fight in the middleweight division taking on Dustin Stolzfus. All right, and the decision coming from Bruce Buffer. And a stoppage win coming in round number 3. And the winner, Billy Quarantillo. And the great Paul Felder in the octagon with the interview, asking Billy Q how he's feeling. Haha, he said 50 G's, baby! He said hats off to Benitez. He said he brought the best out in him. He said he wanted to have a nice, dirty, grimy, bloody fight, and that's what he got. Man, and these replays are just gold. Oh, and I didn't see that during the fight. But Billy Quarantillo, he had Benitez pressed up against the octagon, and he landed a nice flying knee. What a fight this was. Billy Q said he's about to go on his honeymoon. Shout out to his wife. He said he wants Charles Rosa next. I think that would be a great fight. All right. And we have just gotten done with the first fight of the night. How's everybody's night going? Everybody that's joined? How's everybody doing tonight? And we are moving along to the middleweight division, and Rodolfo Viera is going to be taking on Dustin Stolzfus. Rodolfo Viera is a very high regarded submission ace. And he is coming off, actually, a loss in his last fight. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez submitted Rodolfo Viera. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody. Everybody was freaking out. Joe Rogan was freaking out. Everybody was freaking out. And if you go back and you listen to the broadcast, John, it is hilarious what you think John Anik actually says in the broadcast. When the broadcast was live, Anthony Hernandez, his nickname is Fluffy. And so in the heat of the moment, he screamed, "Anthony Fluffy Hernandez." And it didn't sound like Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, if you know what I mean. It was pretty funny, but he indeed said Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. All right. And we are moving right along. The next set of fighters are about to start making their walk. And we are moving along to the middleweight division. How you guys doing tonight? We have had a great night of fights so far. We had a 35-second knockout by Amanda Lemos. very good mix of knockouts and decisions. I don't believe we've had a submission yet. But Billy Quarantillo was actually quite close to locking up a submission. And we are moving right along. But no, not knockout, decision. So we are on a knockout and decision run right now. What a night of fights we have. And next week, we actually have a returning fighter. TJ Dillashaw is actually going to be making his return next week to take on #1 contender Corey Sandhagen. And what a fight that is going to be. TJ Dillashaw, he's actually coming off of a 2-year suspension for PEDs and for EPO, actually. And so it's going to be interesting to see how TJ Dillashaw looks, how TJ Dillashaw looks, and what's going to happen in the bantamweight division. Corey Sandhagen is very dangerous, and remember, they used to train together, and so there's a lot of people saying that Sandhagen got the best of Dillashaw, and there's a lot of people saying that Dillashaw got the best of Sandhagen. There's only one way to find out. Put him in the octagon, lock the doors, and let's go. And that's what's happening 7 days from now. Unfortunately, this fight, if I do believe, let me go ahead and take a look. Actually, let's go ahead and take a look right here. We can go ahead and see the next week's fights. We have Corey Sandhagen in the main event taking on TJ Dillashaw. And what a fight that's going to be. And then currently in the co-main event, we have Aspen Ladd set to take on Macy Chiasson. And what a fight we have. And what a fight card this is going to be. Mickey Gall against Jordan Williams, Macy Barber, and Miranda Maverick. That's going to be a fun fight. But unfortunately, this fight card starts at 4 p.m. Doing the live play-by-play for the fights. Unfortunately, my work schedule. Give me 1 second. Let me get out of this thing right here. Unfortunately, my work schedule prevents me from being able to do play-by-play commentary for the fights unless the fights start at 7 o'clock. And so what's going to happen from here on out is I'm going to be, if there's not a fight card that I can do play-by-play commentary, there'll be breakdown videos. There'll be lots more content coming at you throughout the week instead of doing play-by-play commentary. And I would like to do possibly a post-fight show after the fights, kind of breaking down the fights. But that's my plan. But we will see. Like I said, I haven't been able to do one of these in 2 months. I'm very excited that I'm here right now doing this, and I've got everything set. I've got everything set back up, and so we are ready to rock and roll. And so the end could be, what I'm trying to say is there's endless possibilities in the content now that I can put out, whether it's play-by-play commentary for the fights, breakdown videos, post shows. I'm going to be working on trying to get a lot more content out. In the meantime, while I haven't been doing the play-by-play, the breakdowns on this YouTube channel, I've been very active on Twitter. You guys can find me. You can see right here. Let me see. You can actually see. Where is it? Right here. Right there. You can see. It's that's my social media handle. And so you can find me there on Twitter. You can find me there on Instagram. and I post a lot of things, a lot of the information on when my streams are going to be, when a breakdown's coming. I post a lot of fight news on there, and I've been very active on Twitter, very active on Instagram. So if you guys want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, do that. It's right up here. DHansonMMA on Twitter, on Instagram. You can follow me there. Lots of news. And yeah, so like I said, there's endless possibilities with what my plans are and what I want to be able to do. But I have had the amazing opportunity in the meantime, while I haven't been able to put out this content up for the YouTube channel, I had the amazing opportunity to be able to go on a couple great podcasts. I spoke with Brendan Schaub on his podcast, What's Up with Brendan Schaub. You can find that out. I believe it was episode number 5. I can check that out. But I was actually featured on What's Up with Brendan Schaub. You can go see that. I've been on Bilal Muhammad's podcast, Remember the Show. Great show that they have going on with Jason Anik, the brother of John Anik. A great show that they have. And Bilal Muhammad being a current UFC fighter in the welterweight division. He's trying to get a nice fight rocking right now with Neil Magny or anybody. He was doing great things in that fight with Leon Edwards until Leon Edwards poked him in the eye. But that's neither here nor there. Also, on episode number 307 of the Anik and Florian podcast, you can find me there doing the main event challenge against the great Kenny Florian. It was really, really cool to be able to talk to all of those people and be featured on their shows. It was really cool, and to be able to talk fights with legends like John Anik and Kenny Florian, and talk fights with Bilal Muhammad, Jason Anik, Brendan Schaub. That was really, really cool opportunities that I have, and hopefully more will come of them in the future. All right, and we are about set for this middleweight matchup. We have Dustin Stolzfus in the Octagon, awaiting Rodolfo Viera to make his entrance. Dustin Stolzfus has won 10 of his last 11 fights. He has 5 by submission, and he was awarded a contract on Dana White's Contender Series Season 4. And he is a very exciting fighter, being the former... Currently, right now, Rodolfo Viera just tried to hug Dustin Stolzfus. That's funny. All right, the tail of the tape. Viera is 31. Stolzfus is 29. Both fighters are 6 foot tall. Stolzfus came in at a half a pound under the limit, and Stolzfus has a 2-inch reach advantage. And this fight is going to be 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. And fighting out of the blue corner with a record of 13 wins and 2 losses, standing at 6 feet tall, weighing in at 185.5 pounds, and fighting out of Darmstadt, Germany. Introducing Dustin Stolzfus. And fighting out of the red corner with a mixed martial arts record of 7 wins and 1 loss, coming in at 6 feet tall and at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And he is the former ADCC Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion. This guy is a submission ace. It was I'd have to look up the odds, but if I remember correctly, it was like a 60 to 1 odds that he would get submitted in his last fight. Absolutely insane. All right, we are about to get set for this first fight in the middleweight division. Round 1 getting set. Referee Herb Dean. And Viera goes to center of the octagon, tries to touch the gloves, but Stolzfus is not having it. And Viera what he needs to do is he needs to get this fight to the ground and look for a submission, because he has been known to gas if it gets past like 90 seconds, past the first round, really. So he needs to be very patient with his energy. Nice jab and a right hand coming for Viera, and Viera's looking very fast. Stolzfus looks kind of reserved right now. Nice leg kick for Viera. Feint jab for Stolzfus. Nice body shot for Viera. Oh, and a nice double jab and a right hand, but it covers up, and a nice stiff jab for Viera. Viera being very patient, trying to conserve the energy. But Stolzfus, if he starts putting on the pressure, that's what's going to make Viera tired. But Stolzfus is currently being very reserved in his fights. And a right hand coming for Stolzfus, and Viera landing a right hand of his own. Oh, and a nice right hand for Viera. Popped his head back. Man, Viera is doing very good, being very patient with his striking. Nice leg kick for Viera. And Viera trying to pressure him up against the octagon, most likely trying to clinch him up and trying to get him taken down. Looking for one of his patented arm triangle. He has so many submissions by arm triangle, and a nice shot landing for Viera. Ooh, and a nice stiff jab coming from Viera, but Stolzfus fires back with a 1-2. Nice uppercut from Stolzfus, and now Stolzfus is putting on the pressure, and Viera circles out and meets him back in the center of the octagon. And Viera is looking that he is trying to keep the center of the octagon, trying to keep his back away from the cage. He wants to keep the pressure on and keep Stolzfus on the back foot. And now Stolzfus is trying to turn on the pressure. And a nice spinning kick for Stolzfus, and a 1-2 down the pipe for Stolzfus. And Stolzfus is starting to put on the pressure. And a nice leg kick followed up by a right hand for Stolzfus. Nice jab for Stolzfus. Nice jab for Viera. Pop Stolzfus' head back. Viera is just so big for this weight class. And a nice right hand for Stolzfus. Stolzfus is very elusive, and a 1-2 for Stolzfus. And a nice 1-2 for Viera, and a nice stiff jab for Stolzfus. Minute 47 seconds left in this first round. Oh, and another stiff jab for Viera. Viera is just lighting him up with that jab and popping his head back every single time. Another jab for Viera. Another jab for Viera, and it looks like he might be wobbled again. I don't know how much more Stolzfus is going to take of that. Because Stolzfus is definitely feeling those jabs. Nice double jab feint. A nice 1-2 to the body for Stolzfus, but Viera is not phased. Another jab. Man, that jab, these jabs are so solid from Viera. Nice jab for Stolzfus. Nice 1-2, but covers up from Viera. 1 minute left in this first round. Nice jab from Viera. And now 1-2 from Stolzfus, and now he's chasing him, trying to chase Viera down. But Viera circles out and meets back in the center of the octagon. Another jab for Viera. Oh, and a spinning kick from Stolzfus. But Viera is able to cover up. And Stolzfus is trying to put Viera on the back foot. Nice push kick from Stolzfus. Nice jab, just barely connecting for Viera. Another jab for Viera. 10 seconds left. And Stolzfus switched stances, probably looking for a kick. Nope, and he's looking for a takedown. Oh, and a flying knee presses him up against the cage. And that comes to the end of round number 1. What an interesting way
to try to engage with that takedown. How's it going, everybody that's joined in the last few minutes? How's everybody's night going? We are having a great night of fights. We have Rodolfo Viera in the middleweight division taking on Dustin Stolzfus. And we are about to get set for round number 2. How is everybody's night going? We are counting down to the main event where Islam Makhachev is going to be taking on Thaigo Moises. And next week, man, what a great night. What a great night of fights we have for next week. The prelim card is starting at 1 p.m. All right, we are getting set for round number 2. The fighters meet into the center of the octagon. Double feint jab for Stolzfus. And a takedown coming for Viera, pressing him up against the octagon, and he gets the takedown. And now Viera looking to pass. Right in the mount. And now Viera scrambling to the back. And this is not what Stolzfus wants. And now they scramble back up to the feet. Stolzfus and Viera has the lock still in. He could definitely just kind of sit back and drag him to the ground if he wanted to right now. And he has the lock still in, but Stolzfus is trying to get the underhook, and he does, and he's able to separate. And Viera still putting on the pressure. There's only a minute gone in this second round. And it looks like Viera might be starting to slow down a bit. I could be wrong, though. He is in a fight. Nice 1-2 for Stolzfus, connecting. Backs up Viera for a second. Nice jab for Viera. That jab is money from Viera tonight. Nice leg kick for Viera. Stolzfus kind of pushes him back on that one. Nice jab and a straight right hand for Stolzfus. And Viera feigning in for the takedown. A nice right hand for Viera and a right hand connecting back for Stolzfus. Nice head kick blocked by Viera. No, man. That jab again from Viera. Oh, and a nice right hand from Viera. Viera looks amazing tonight. Oh, and a jab with a right hand connecting for Viera. Another jab from Viera. Stolzfus is tough. Holy smokes. Wow. Stolzfus is being patient, trying to hunt Viera down, but he could be running into a trap with that jab. And that jab got through again there. And a nice leg kick for Viera. Oh, and another nice jab for Viera. Now that the blood goes flying on that one. And now Stolzfus goes in for a takedown. Stolzfus does have 5 submissions on his record, but is he of the caliber of Viera? I don't think so. Nice feinting from Viera. Viera is not phased. Nice jab from Viera. And Stolzfus is just so tough. Another nice jab from Viera. That jab he is eating that jab like candy. That is crazy. Minute 50 seconds left in this second round. Oh, a nice kick for Stolzfus. Nice jab for Stolzfus and a nice left hand for Stolzfus backing Viera up. And a nice jab for Viera. Oh my goodness, those jabs are landing clean. I don't understand how he doesn't have anything for. He just continues to run into those jabs over and over. And a nice right hand for Viera, and Stolzfus fires back with a right hand and has Viera wobbled. And a knee for Stolzfus. 1 minute and 8 seconds left in the second round, and Stolzfus is turning on the pressure. How tough is this guy? Ooh, and a nice jab plus a right hand just barely breaking the guard of Viera. And a nice jab for Stolzfus. Nice kick and a 1-2 for Stolzfus. And then he runs right back into that jab. That jab for Viera is money. Another jab for Viera. Another jab. Both fighters exchanging jabs on that one. Another jab for Viera. Nice right hand for Stolzfus. Has Viera backing up now. 18 seconds left in the second round. Stolzfus is looking for a takedown now. And they back up against the fence. And Viera reverses the position. And now has him pressed up against the fence. 10 seconds left. What a fight these have been so far. All right. We are at the end of round number 2. And I currently have it up 2 rounds for Viera. How's everybody's night going? What a great night of fights we've had. Currently we have Rodolfo Viera up 2 rounds in my opinion against Dustin Stolzfus. And what a year of this has been for fights. And we still have a bunch of fights left for this year. Like I said, next week we have Corey Sandhagen versus TJ Dillashaw in the main event. In the co-main, we have Aspen Ladd taking on Macy Chiasson. And then we have another fight night, Hall versus Strickland. And then coming up after that on August 7th, UFC 265. And we are about to start round 3 in this middleweight matchup between Rodolfo Viera and Dustin Stolzfus. And they meet to the center of the octagon, and now Stolzfus pressing Viera back up against the octagon. And Viera goes in for a takedown and a nice blast double, and he gets it. And right now he's currently in half guard, in the half guard of Stolzfus, trying to get some ground and pound. He might be trying to get one of those arm triangle chokes. I guarantee you he's going to be looking for the arm triangle choke right now. He's grabbing that arm. Yep. He's looking to isolate the arm. He's putting his head up by the shoulder. And as soon as he gets it locked in, he's going to pass over to the other side of that and try to lock it in. But Stolzfus is keen to it. And now they transition and they scramble. And Viera tries to get to the back of Stolzfus. But they are so sweaty and slippery, Viera just kind of fell off. And now Viera has Stolzfus pressed up against the cage wall. And he's just kind of holding him there. And Stolzfus is kind of raining down body shots. And now he gets a takedown. And Stolzfus is going in for a guillotine. Is Viera gonna be submitted again? No, he's not. His head popped out. Holy smokes. What are the odds of that happening? A submission ace like Rodolfo Viera being submitted by Dustin Stolzfus? No way. That would not be good. All right, now they're transitioning, and now Rodolfo Viera got the back of Stolzfus, and now he's got the rear naked choke in, and now he's got the tap. Rodolfo Viera submits Dustin Stolzfus. That was a quick tap. He was tapping quick. My goodness. Let's see the replay here. Oh my goodness, he wrapped up the neck. He jumped on the back, and then he wrapped up the neck, and then he just fell right to his back. And you could see he literally just jumps up onto his back. and he locks in the choke, and then he just falls to his back with no regard, and the choke gets sunk in way deeper, and Stolzfus is tapping immediately as soon as he hits the ground. There was no way he was either going to be tapping or he was going to be put out. There was no way that he was going to be getting out of that one. That one was tight. Man, Stolzfus, it looked like he had a guillotine in pretty deep there for a second. Let's see. Interesting. Rodolfo Viera was the favorite, but I don't see anything here about Viera by submission. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Let's see if there was any. Let's see what the odds were if Stolzfus was to win by submission. Let's see. God, I don't even know if there was any odds on there because, and any odds on. I mean, there has to be somewhere. I don't know if there was any odds on that because of the odds on that were so slim. But who knows after the last fight, because Rodolfo Viera got submitted by Anthony Hernandez. No discredit to Anthony Hernandez, but for him to be submitted by Anthony Hernandez was very surprising. Dustin Stolzfus saying that Rodolfo Viera's boxing got so much better. And Rodolfo Viera is now speaking to the great Irish dragon, Paul Felder. And he's holding his arm. I don't know if he broke his arm or what. He's holding his arm. I don't know if he broke his hand or what. He looked like he hurt something. Maybe not. Maybe that's just how he's standing. Who knows? Wow. That is his 7th submission in his MMA career. Now that moves him to 8-1, and he has finished all 8 of his fights. 7 by submission. That's pretty crazy. Let's see. Let's see here. So he had a rear naked choke, an arm triangle choke, a TKO, a rear naked choke, arm triangle, guillotine, and a rear naked choke. So he is quite the submission guy. And so for, like I said, from his last fight, for Anthony Hernandez to submit him, that was absolutely insane. And what a fight we have coming up next, guys. We have Jeremy Lil Heathen Stephens taking on Mateusz Gamrot. And this is going to be a great fight because Jeremy Stephens comes to bang. If you think that a Jeremy Stephens fight is not going to be exciting, get out of here. Just get up and just get out of here right now because Jeremy Stephens comes to fight. And Jeremy Stephens is never not in an exciting fight. Unfortunately, Jeremy Stephens has ran into some hard times, and we are going to take a look at that right now. Give me 1 moment. And we are going to take a look at these two fighters that are going to be coming up in the next matchup in just a few minutes. Like I said, we have Jeremy Lil Heathen Stephens taking on Mateusz Gamrot. And what a fight this is going to be. This is going to be a banger. Let's take a look at the record of Mateusz Gamrot. So, Mateusz Gamrot, he's 18-1. He's the former KSW champion. He's got great wrestling, good stance switching. He currently only has 2 fights in the UFC. He's 1-1 in the UFC. He has a loss to Guram Kutaladze, excuse me, and he has a win, a nasty punch, ground and pound to Scott Holtzman. But like you see here, he has a grappling bout with Gary Tonin at ADCC World Champions. He has another grappling bout that was a draw. There was a fight in here. Where was it? Norman Park. He won this fight by doctor stoppage. He broke the guy's arm broke. And so like this guy comes to fight, even though he hasn't been in the UFC for very long. This guy, he comes to fight. He's like I said, he's 1-1 in the UFC. He's the former KSW champion. He's 18-1 with 1 no contest, with 6 knockouts, 4 submissions, and 8 decisions. And he's taking on Jeremy Lil Heathen Stephens, and his record, he's had a little bit of a setback in his last 5 fights. Currently, he's got 47 fights in his record. He's 28-18 with 19 knockouts, 2 submissions, and 7 decisions. He is 0-4 with 1 no contest in his last 5 fights. But before that, he had 3 great wins: a decision win over Gilbert Melendez, a nasty knockout over Doo Ho Choi, and a crazy elbow over Josh Emmett to put his lights out. But up till then, Jeremy Stephens was on a run, and then he ran into Jose Aldo, being taken out in the first round by TKO, and then he had a decision loss to Zabit Magomedsharipov. Then coming up with a no contest with Yair Rodriguez, only 15 seconds into the first round. That was in Mexico City, and the fans were pissed. They were throwing stuff. Because it was the main event of headlining in Mexico City, where Rodriguez is from. He was a hometown favorite right down there. And then Jeremy Stephens came back and suffered a decision loss to Yair Rodriguez, and then he got knocked out by Calvin Kattar with a nasty elbow in round number 2. Now this fight, for what it is, it's going to be a great fight. Like I said, Jeremy Stephens, he comes to fight. Mateusz Gamrot comes to fight. Both of these guys are dangerous. Mateusz Gamrot could potentially be looking to use his wrestling to take this down and to take it down to the ground and go do ground and pound there. Actually, let's go back real quick and let's take a look. Let's take another look to see how many ground and pound wins we have here. So we have ground and pound over Scott Holtzman. We have a decision loss to Guram Kutaladze. A doctor stoppage. Like I said, I believe the guy's arm broke. Let's see. A submission win by key lock. All right, so this guy's very well-rounded. Now, Jeremy Stephens, I'm not saying that Jeremy Stephens isn't well-rounded, but Jeremy Stephens is just, maybe he's toward the end of his career. Like I said, he's fought the who's who. Like, you go down all the way down here to 2007. No, excuse me. Yeah, 2007, he made his UFC debut at UFC 71 against Dean Thomas. This guy has been in the UFC forever. And so, you know, maybe he could potentially be toward the end of his career, Jeremy Stephens, but you know, you never say never. Like I said, if we go down here, he started his career in lightweight, and then he came all the way up, and he was fighting in lightweight until he was fighting all the way up. He fought Rafael dos Anjos. He fought Gleison Tebow, Joe Lozon. The Rafael dos Anjos knockout was nasty. He also fought Melvin Gillard, Anthony Pettis, Cowboy Cerrone, Yves Edwards. Then he went down to featherweight and went on a 3-fight win streak. And then ran into Cub Swanson, Charles Oliveira, got another win over Dennis Bermudez, another loss to Max Holloway, a win over Renan Barão. The list goes on and on. Fought Frankie Edgar, Renato Moicano, Gilbert Melendez. This guy has fought everybody. Literally, just about literally everybody this guy has fought. And he, like I said, he's 28-18. With 1 no contest, 19 knockouts, 2 submissions, and 7 decisions. So this guy, he comes to fight. And so this is going to be a very interesting fight to see what happens. And this fight is going to be in the lightweight division instead of the featherweight division. He's moving back up to lightweight. So maybe the weight cut won't be so horrible for Lil Heathen. How's everybody's night going? Make sure to like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe for more content. Like I said, you guys can go and you can find right there. You can find my Instagram and my Twitter handle. You can find news. You can find me there. I post a lot of different things on Twitter and Instagram, news, updates on when I'll be streaming, when I'll be live, different fights, my opinions on different fights. And so, yeah, follow me there. Like I said, where is it? Boop, right there. Follow me there. DHansonMMA. How's everybody's night going? We are about to get set for this lightweight fight between Jeremy Stephens and Mateusz Gamrot. All right. How's everybody's night going? Jeremy Stephens is 28-18 with 19 knockouts, 2 submissions, and 7 decisions. Mateusz Gamrot is 18-1 with 1 no contest, 6 knockouts, 4 submissions, and 8 decision wins. Mateusz Gamrot never been finished in his MMA career. Will that change tonight with the bombs that Jeremy Stephens throws? We will see. And we are moving right along in this fight night tonight. We are about to witness a nice lightweight banger, and then we're going to witness the return of the former Strikeforce and UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion Miesha Tate taking on Marion Reneau in her retirement fight. It's going to be very exciting to see how Miesha Tate does after almost 4.5 years away from the octagon. Does she still have it? Will she be able to come back and get her revenge against Amanda Nunes? We'll see. All right, and the tail of the tape, Jeremy Stephens versus Mateusz Gamrot. Stephens is 35, Gamrot's 30. 5'9" for Stephens, 5'10" for Gamrot. 156 pounds for Stephens, 155.5 for Gamrot. And Stephens is going to be having a half of an inch in reach advantage. And this fight is going to be 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. And fighting out of the blue corner, with a record of 18 wins, 1 loss, and 1 no contest. Standing at 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 155.5 pounds. Mateusz Gamrot and his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. A freestyle fighter will be holding a record of 28 wins, 18 losses, and 1 no contest. Standing at 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 156 pounds. Jeremy Lil Heathen Stephens, and he looks ready to go. He's cocking the right hand. The referee, Mike Beltran, and what a great referee we have in there to referee this fight. And Jeremy Stephens is 4th on the list for most fights in UFC history with 34. Donald Cerrone and Jim Miller have the record with 37. And round 1 starting, the fighters meet in the middle of the octagon. And Jeremy Stephens heavy on the feint, bouncing up and down. And Mateusz Gamrot grabbing in for a single leg, and he gets it. And he gets the leg, and he pushes Stephens, and he ends up pulling Stephens down to the ground. And is this going to be a quick night for Stephens? Stephens having to, hopefully he trained in the wrestling department, because Jeremy Stephens got taken down pretty quickly. That was a very tricky takedown. But he's looking to lock up a Kimura, and does he have it? But no, it looks like it was just a positional thing, just to hold position. And Gamrot's looking for an armbar, and Stephens needs to be careful. And he's trying to lock up an armbar from the side, but Stephens is trying to fight through it right now. Oh, and he's got it. He's got a Kimura, and he's tapping Jeremy Stephens. Mateusz Gamrot gets the submission over Jeremy Stephens in round number 1. What a win for Mateusz Gamrot, getting the submission over Jeremy Stephens. Hello to the lightweight division for Mateusz Gamrot. And what a classy guy for Stephens. Telling him good job. Wow. I thought he was going for an armbar. My goodness. Get the replay. He gets a low single, and then he just hooks on that ankle and just puts him down. And he gets a mounted Kimura. My goodness. It wasn't really a mounted Kimura, but he was like mounted over his head and just yanked. My goodness, he kind of had his head in between his legs, and he kind of was like stepped over the top of his body and just cranked on that arm. And Jeremy Stephens had no choice but to tap. And holy smokes, what a submission we had. And these ladies are going to need to get ready, because they are up next. They're coming on deck. And we are going to be awaiting the official decision. I don't know if they were just kind of watching Gamrot walk around the octagon. I don't know if they were necessarily ready for this quick finish. They didn't have a commercial prepared. All right. What a submission. And I believe Let me double check that, but I believe that is the first submission of the night. It's the first submission of the night. And that could potentially be enough to get a performance of the night or a fight of the night bonus for being the only submission on the card over a veteran like Jeremy Stephens. How's everybody's night going? We have a fun night of fights that have already happened, and we have 2 fights left for the night. But first, we're awaiting the official decision. I don't know what they're waiting for so long. All right, Mike Beltran, 1 minute and 5 seconds of the first round. Winner by submission due to a Kimura, Mateusz Gamrot. Paul Felder, Mateusz Gamrot, he's still ready to go. Paul Felder made it clear, don't beat me up. He said, I'm retired, don't beat me up. Weird to see Paul Felder standing in the octagon doing the post-fight interviews. Weird hearing Paul Felder saying that he's retired. That's weird. But wow, what a submission that we had by Mateusz Gamrot. How's everybody's night going? And we are just about ready to get in to the co-main event of the night. How's everybody's night going? Let me know how you guys are doing in the chat. We're having a great night of fights so far. And we are about to witness the return of Miesha Tate. How's everybody's night going? We are here. We are into it. We are about to get set for the co-main event, and then we're going to be working to the main event of the evening. Islam Makhachev taking on Thaigo Moises. Let me know how you guys are doing down in the chat. Love to hear from you guys. One of you guys, if you guys don't mind, give the video a like. Hit that subscribe button for more content. Like I said, I had some issues with some technical issues with my computers, but I got that all figured out, and so I am back, and we are rocking and rolling, and we are getting close to the co-main event of the evening. And in 1 week, we are going to be witnessing the return of TJ Dillashaw taking on Corey the Sandman Sandhagen in a 5-round main event. And this is going to be a perfect fight for TJ Dillashaw to come back to see if he's going to be ready to come back to get his title back. Now, I'm a little on the fence with the whole TJ Dillashaw situation, because let's just call it what it is. He cheated. He was taking EPO, performance enhancing drugs, to enhance his performance, and you know what? And it's cheating. He shouldn't have done it. And, he was stripped of his belt, and he was suspended, and as he should have been. Evan Crochet, I appreciate the subscription. I apologize if I butchered that last name. I appreciate the subscription. Appreciate the support, buddy. How's your night going tonight? We are about to get set for the co-main event. And we are going to, let's see. So, yeah, like I was saying, TJ Dillashaw versus Corey Sandhagen next weekend. That's going to be a great fight. Corey Sandhagen is on a run, but TJ Dillashaw is the former bantamweight champion, and TJ Dillashaw is good. Whether or not the drugs had anything, the performance enhancing drugs had any effect on him being so good, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out in 7 days how good TJ Dillashaw really is, because they say that they went back and they tested all of his samples for all the other fights. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, what matters is what's going to happen tomorrow, or not tomorrow, excuse me, what's going to happen next Saturday in that octagon. And what's going to happen is TJ Dillashaw and Corey Sandhagen are going to be locked in that octagon, and we're going to see what's up. We're going to see if TJ Dillashaw is back, or if Corey Sandhagen is the true #1 contender in the bantamweight division. And this bantamweight division is completely stacked. Absolutely stacked. And let's take a look. Give me one moment. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at the UFC rankings right now for the bantamweight division. Actually, it looks like Corey Sandhagen's actually ranked #2. But that doesn't matter. If Corey Sandhagen gets past TJ Dillashaw, he is absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, next for the title. There's no way that he can be denied of that if he gets through TJ Dillashaw. It's just, that would be absolutely insane. I don't understand how that would even be a thing. And next we have coming up, #12th ranked Marion Reneau is going to be taking on Miesha Tate, the former bantamweight champion, former Strikeforce bantamweight champion. And this is going to be such a great fight. Miesha Tate has been making a comeback after having 2 children. She's been wanting to make the comeback, and she is putting in the work. She has been posting all over social media of all the work that she has been doing in the gym, training to come back for this fight. And she is in better shape than she has ever been in her fighting career. And we are about to see what is up in that division. If Miesha Tate can come back and make a statement in this division, who knows? The bantamweight division, well, really the bantamweight and the featherweight division is really wide open, because Amanda Nunes sits so high up at the top of those divisions. Like, there's really nobody there. There's really nobody there to challenge her. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rankings here. So we're going to go down here to the bantamweight division is down here, and as you can see, they still don't even, right here, they don't even have any rankings for the featherweight division. Nonetheless, we have the bantamweight rankings right here. And we have Germaine Durandamy sitting at #1. She hasn't fought in a while. I think she's injured. We have Holly Holm sitting at #2. Aspen Ladd sitting at #3. She's paired up with Macy Chase on #9 next week in the co-main event. We have Irene Aldana that just had an amazing knockout win over Yana Kunitskaya last week. And then, as we know, Juliana Pena is going to be taking on the champ Amanda Nunes. And so if Miesha Tate comes in, Miesha Tate coming in, taking out #12, maybe she'll fight 1 or 2 more times. She'll come in, she'll take out #12. She'll fight I don't know. She'll fight probably not a Yana Kunitskaya because she just lost. But she'll come in, maybe the winner of Aspen Ladd, Macy Chase on. I don't know, because Maybe a rematch with Holly Holm. That would be fun. That would be real fun. Even though Miesha Tate got the win in that one, it would still be fun. They're different fighters, and that was so long ago. Let's take a look at that, by the way. Miesha Tate has a record of 18-7. She is coming off of 2 losses, but that was back in 2016. She, in her last fight in November of 2016, she suffered a loss to Raquel Pennington. And then before that, just a few months before that, she suffered a loss to Amanda Nunes, losing the UFC Bantamweight Championship, which she had just won in the fight before that, choking Holly Holm out unconscious. Also a great win over Jessica Ai back in 2015, and then a nice win over Sarah McMahon in 2015. But like I said, if you go back down the list, Miesha Tate has been making her debut in 2007. And then she fought in Strikeforce, becoming the women's bantamweight champion in freestyle cage fighting. And then she became the bantamweight champion for Strikeforce, and then lost it in her next fight to Ronda Rousey. Both fighters, when Strikeforce was bought out by the UFC, Miesha Tate and Ronda Rousey had a rematch for the UFC Bantamweight Championship that Ronda Rousey had, and Miesha Tate suffered another submission by armbar. She lasted longer this time, but still getting submitted by armbar. But nonetheless, Miesha Tate did come back to defeat Holly Holm by submission to win the women's bantamweight championship, and then lost it in her next fight to Amanda Nunes. And Marion Reneau has a professional record of 9 wins and 7 losses. She is currently on a 4-fight losing skid, suffering losses to Macy Chiasson, Raquel Pennington, Yana Kunitskaya, and Kat Zingano, but having 2 wins before that to Sarah McMahon, where she locked up a submission by triangle choke, and Talita Bernardo by TKO. Marion Reneau being the more active fighter. Let's see right here. So Miesha Tate retired November of 2016. So November 19th, she fought the week after Miesha Tate retired. Okay, so since Miesha Tate retired, she had 1, 2, 3. Let's see, excuse me. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fights since Miesha Tate retired. And not to mention, she's 44 years old. And so this is her last fight, win or lose. And she's trying to go out with a bang by taking out the former women's bantamweight champion. But is it going to be enough? Does she have 1 foot in and 1 foot out? We're about to see. Miesha Tate is coming back for gold. Miesha Tate's coming back for gold. She wants to come back and win her belt again. She is, I believe, the first women's fighter to come out to retire and then come out of retirement. And she says that she has real aspirations to come back and get that gold belt again. But currently sitting in the championship holder is Amanda Nunes. She has suffered a loss to Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes has been completely dominant over her career. And we could even take a look at Amanda Nunes' record. Amanda Nunes has been absolutely dominant. Yeah, absolutely dominant in her. Since she won the belt off of Miesha Tate, Amanda Nunes has been unstoppable. Let's take a look at that real quick. So currently, right now, this is Amanda Nunes' record. You can see here at UFC 200, she beat Miesha Tate by rear naked choke, and she won the women's bantamweight champion And she has not lost it since. And then since then, she also gained the women's featherweight champion. So she got the bantamweight champion, defended her bantamweight champion 3 times over the likes of Ronda Rousey, Valentina Shevchenko, and Raquel Pennington. And then moving up to featherweight to take on Chris Cyborg to become the first simultaneous 2-division women's champion in UFC history, knocking her out in 51 seconds in the first round. And then she went on to defend the bantamweight champion 2 times over the likes of Holly Holm and Germaine de Randamie. And then going back up to featherweight to defend her featherweight belt 2 times over the likes of Felicia Spencer and Megan Anderson. So since Amanda Nunes got that belt, she has been absolutely dominant. And I don't see anybody coming to beat her anytime soon. But if anybody could do it, it could be Miesha Tate. And I would really like to see that fight. I would really like to see the rematch. But it also depends on how Miesha Tate looks tonight. It's going to be a lot to see. Like when Miesha Tate fought Raquel Pennington, she didn't have it in there. In between rounds, she was seen and heard telling her coaches that she doesn't have it anymore. And so, she had one foot out when she was in her last fight. And she seems reinvigorated. She seems motivated. She seems ready to go. But you don't really know. As a lot of these fighters show, you don't really know how ready you are until you get into that octagon and start getting hit. A lot of these fighters, they take extended layoffs, and Dominic Cruz likes to say that there's no such thing as ring rust. A lot of people say, I believe Ryan Hall says that there's no such thing as ring rust. But I mean, some people say that there's no such thing as ring rust. But, I think that just goes from person to person. Like, if one person, like we just saw last week with Conor McGregor, he hasn't been very active. And then he suffers a leg break in his fight. I mean, whether or not that has to do with the inactivity, whether or not he had stress fractures coming into the fight, whether or not... I find it very hard to believe that the UFC, Dana White, the doctors of the UFC, and people would let him step into that octagon knowing that he has stress fractures in his leg. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. There's no way that they could let him do that. Marion Reneau making her way to the inspection zone. And Miesha Tate is already in the octagon. And she looks ready to go. The former UFC and Strikeforce Bantamweight champion. It's been 1,709 days since her last fight. She still has the record for the most takedowns, and she's tied for the most wins currently in bantamweight history. She has 28. The tail of the tape. Marion Reneau is 10 years older, 44 years of age. They're both ladies stand at 5'6". Marion Reneau came in at 136 pounds, while Miesha Tate came in perfect at the bantamweight limit, or perfect at bantamweight, 135 pounds. Marion Reneau has a 68-inch reach, while Miesha Tate has a 66.5-inch reach. And this is the co-main event of the evening. This is going to be 3 rounds in the UFC bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, making her return with a record of 18 wins and 7 losses, standing at 5'6", weighing in 135 pounds, presenting the former Strikeforce and former UFC bantamweight champion, Miesha Cupcake Tate. This is very exciting, everybody.
to see the return of Miesha Tate after 5 years. I don't know if I was ever going to see Miesha Tate fight again. And Marion Reneau, she looks ready too, but she looks like she's soaking in the moment. Marion Reneau with a record of 9 wins, 7 losses, and 1 draw, standing at 5'6". All right, Marion Reneau weighing in 136 pounds. And the referee in charge is going to be Mark Smith for this co-main event. All right, here we go. Marion Reneau in her retirement fight. Miesha Tate in her return fight after 4.5 years. Let's see what happens. Round 1, here we go. A touch of the gloves, and these ladies are underway. These ladies are feeling each other out. A leg kick for Miesha Tate, but missing. And a kick for Marion Reneau, but Miesha Tate blocks it out of the way. And Miesha Tate's going to be looking to come in and try to get the takedown and grind Marion Reneau out. Marion Reneau has been prone to be grinded out in her fights before. But let's see what happens when Miesha Tate gets cracked. I have a feeling that Marion Reneau is going to crack her once real good and wake her up. What's going to happen? Nice leg kick for Tate. Nice kick for Reneau. And these ladies are being patient, feeling each other out. I don't think they know what to expect. Reneau's batting the hand of Tate away. Tate trying to come in. And a nice jab for Tate coming in and getting out right away. And Tate trying to bounce her way in, trying to get a takedown. And a nice right hand for Tate landing. And a nice jab for Tate. Man, Miesha Tate's striking is looking real crisp. It's looking a lot better. At least as of right now. Nice jab for Miesha Tate. Taking the leg kick, countering with a jab. Miesha being patient, taking the center of the octagon. Being patient in her entries, and a nice double jab and a right hand, breaking the guard and landing on Reneau. Oh, and a nice jab for Reneau, and a nice right hand that just clips the top of her head. But Miesha was able to get out of the way slightly. And Miesha's starting to put the pressure up against the octagon. Nice jab for Reneau. Sorry, nice right hand, excuse me. Another nice right hand for Reneau. That one landed on the chin. Miesha needs to move the head more. Nice kick for Reneau. And those leg kicks. I don't know how much Miesha Tate was experienced the leg kicks in the previous career. They weren't really around too much back then. And they clinch and now they clinch up, and Miesha Tate presses Reneau up to the cage wall. Nice defense for Reneau. And this is Miesha's world right now. Marion Reneau getting nasty though. Miesha pressing Reneau up against the octagon. Nice elbow for Reneau. And Miesha has the tie clinch up, but Reneau is just piecing her up to the body, head. And now Miesha trying to go in for possibly a takedown of her own, just a takedown, stomping on the foot. Nice foot stomps for Miesha. Nice knee to the body for Miesha. And they break, and a left hand lands for Reneau, and a left hand lands for Miesha, and they meet back in the center of the octagon. Now, just a reminder, Marion Reneau has never been finished in her career, and so I don't know if Miesha Tate's going to be able to get the finish. We'll have to see. Nice jab for Miesha Tate. Nice jab for Reneau. Lands. Oh, a nice right hand for Tate. Oh, a nice 1-2 for Tate. And a nice right hand for Reneau lands.
A nice knee for Reneau. And Miesha Tate goes in for the takedown, and she gets it. And now Miesha is in her world. She is currently in the guard of Reneau. Reneau's trying to get a triangle up, and Miesha's trying to pass the guard. Right now, Reneau has her arm, and she's trying to, nice up kick for Reneau. Miesha Tate needs to watch the up kicks, and she's trying to get back into the guard, and she passes right over into half guard. Beautiful pass by Miesha Tate to be able to pass right into the half guard of Reneau. And this is Miesha Tate's world right now, and it looks like she could potentially be trying to lock up an arm triangle. But 10 seconds left in this first round. It's not going to be enough time. Nice shoulder strikes, pressing her down to the cage. And what a great round one for these ladies. Miesha Tate looks solid in her return. Looks like she can take a punch well. But we'll see. There's still 2 more rounds. How's everybody's night going? Let me know how you guys are doing down in the chat. Hit that like button. Hit a subscribe. Make sure to follow me on social media. It's right here. You can follow me right there on social media. DHansonMMA on Twitter, on Instagram. That's where you can find me. How's everybody's night going? We have had a great night of fights so far. We are currently in between rounds, the first and second round of the co-main event, Miesha Tate versus Marion Reneau, and we are about to get set for round number 2. And they meet back into the center of the octagon, and a nice push kick for Reneau. I don't know if that hit the chin, but that was a decent push kick. Now, after that first round, Miesha Tate is now a 6-1 betting favorite after that first round. Nice kick for Tate. Miesha being very patient. Now with this style of fight that Miesha has right there, I don't. Unless she comes out and does something spectacular, like, I mean, granted, this is her first fight. She needs to dust off them cobwebs, but Amanda Nunes would have most likely put her away by now. But she still looks great. Nice double jab for Miesha. And a kick for Miesha, missing. Ooh, and a nice right hand for Reneau, but Miesha kind of uses a push kick to get her out of there. And Miesha needs to go back to using her jab. It looks like she's trying to feint in for a takedown. A nice 1-2 and a nice cross for Miesha. A couple of nice right hands for Reneau. Nice jab for Miesha. Miesha putting the pressure on. Reneau trying to turn the pressure on a little bit. Miesha looks like she shaked the cobwebs off a little bit. She's starting to chase her down. Nice right hand for Reneau. Miesha keeps coming in and getting caught by that right hand of Reneau. But it looks like Reneau might be getting a little bit tired. She's like taking big, deep breaths. And now Miesha goes in for the takedown, shoots in for the double leg. And I don't know if she grabbed the cage, but she picks her up and she dumps her. Miesha Tate with a tremendous takedown. And she's currently in the half guard of Marion Reneau. And what is she going to do with it? She's got 2 minutes and 40 seconds to work. Is she going to be able to do it? Marion Reneau, she looks like she's tired. She does not want to be on the ground with Miesha Tate. She's holding on to that arm for dear life. She does not want Miesha's right arm to get out of there. She is holding on to her good. Oh, she's looking for a Kimura to. Reneau's looking for the Kimura to maybe just try to get the position. I don't necessarily know if she's going to be able to get the Kimura and get the submission over Miesha Tate right here in this position. But we will see. She has a lock on the Kimura, but Miesha Tate needs to be very good about not slipping her arm out, I guess. She has a very nice lock in her hip right now to avoid from getting that Kimura out. And she's raining down elbows on the midsection of Reneau. And she's just laying down the heavy ground and pound. And Marion Reneau trying to escape, but she had her toes interlocked in the fence, and she got a warning from the referee. And Miesha Tate gets her up, but I don't know if she's going to let her up. Miesha Tate wants her on the ground, but she needs to avoid those up kicks. Miesha Tate got landed by an up kick, but she was able to transition over into half guard again. Oh, nice elbow for Miesha going through the guard of Reneau. Miesha Tate working on the body. Nice little hammer fist to the head. Miesha Tate, she needs, oh, nice elbow for Miesha Tate. Miesha Tate, and she's got the nose of Reneau split open. And Miesha Tate is just dominating Reneau right now. Reneau looks tired. Reneau is holding on for everything she had right now. 30 seconds left in this second round. Is Miesha Tate going to get her first? Is Miesha Tate going to finish Reneau for the first time in her first fight? But Miesha Tate needs to be careful because she might be getting overzealous right here. She's going to run into an upkick if she's not careful. Miesha Tate's standing over the top of Reneau, and she's trying to stack her up. And she gets back into the guard position with only 5 seconds left, not enough time to do anything. But she gets the points on the scorecard. 2 up for Tate. How's everybody doing? Make sure to hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. There's going to be a lot more content coming out here. Coming out on my Instagram. Coming out on Twitter. You can follow that right here at DHansonMMA. You can follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Also, you can follow me right here on YouTube at DHansonMMA. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I appreciate everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Let me know how you guys are doing in the live chat. We are at the end of round 2 in the co-main event of this fight between Marion Reneau and Miesha Cupcake Tate. And what a fight this has been so far. Miesha Tate absolutely dominating Marion Reneau in her return fight after 4.5 years off. The striking looks crisp. The takedowns are good. And we are about to start round number 3, and they meet into the center of the octagon for the start of round 3. Marion Reneau, she needs a finish in this round to win. Nice jab for Miesha Tate. And Miesha Tate is on the heavy pressure. Marion Reneau, she needs to stay on the feet. But Miesha, nice jab for Miesha. That was a solid jab. She's got her backing up. Nice uppercut. Miesha Tate, and that's a nice knee for Marion Reneau. And she's going in for the takedown. And she's hooking the leg. And is she going to get the takedown? Marion Reneau looking to try to get the underhooks and try to avoid the takedown, because that is the last place that Reneau wants to be right now, is on the ground, on the bottom of Miesha Tate. Because that is where she ended up the last 2 rounds. And Miesha Tate gets the takedown. But Marion has a good underhook on her, but Miesha Tate is not able to finish the takedown. Marion Reneau kind of has her in this weird position still has the underhook. But Miesha Tate is able to secure the takedown now. And Miesha Tate is now transitioning to the back. Miesha has wrist control, and she's trying to lock up the thing, and she has Marion Reneau's back. And she has the wrist locked underneath the body of Reneau. And she is raining down heavy ground and pound. She's trying to finish the fight.